Hello from Wild Food UK, out foraging again. It's the 28th of July, this wonderful wet July that we've been having in 2023. And I've found a mushroom here that I've not done a video on before, so I'm going to show you guys what it is. Come on over here, David, and let's have a look at this youngster. The sun has kindly gone away, so that white cap shouldn't overexpose on the video. What you can see there is a young inkcap mushroom, which to the untrained eye could be mistaken for our shaggy inkcap, Coprinopsis, which is a good edible, not the most flavoursome mushroom in the world, but extremely common and one that I find easy to identify. Now, the reason it's easy to identify or differentiate from this mushroom is because even at this stage, you would start to see the sort of curls and shagginess of the cap of the shaggy inkcap, which gives it its name, the judge's wig or the lawyer's wig. If you could picture those things, then that's one of its common names as well. This is the only reputedly toxic lookalike to my mind for the Coprinopsis though, for the shaggy inkcap. This is a young magpie fungus, Coprinopsis picacea. Now at this stage there's a few inkcaps that look a lot like this, but with a stem that fat, you're really only thinking about two, unless it is the Coprinopsis, you're thinking about the common inkcap possibly, or what this is, the magpie fungus, because the magpie fungus can get quite large. And there's a more mature one over here, David, so come this way. Don't worry about the mosquitoes on your arm, cameraman. You just take the bites. Here's a more mature version of the magpie fungus, showing why it gets called the magpie fungus. In fact, round here is a good view. If you could maybe swing the camera slowly around to this side, you've got that very dark and then very white magpie-like effect. Now, when I first saw this one, I wasn't totally convinced that it was a magpie fungus, because there are some smaller coprinoids, if you like, that can look quite similar to this. And for me, 10 centimetres? Let's have a look. That's a 10 centimetre ruler, so that's about 10 centimetres tall. The magpie fungus, I've seen them probably 15 to maybe even up to 18, 19 or even 20 centimetres tall. So I saw this, though it looks like a magpie fungus, but it's quite small. Seeing the stout stem on its baby brother just over there though, has confirmed to me that this is the magpie fungus. At this stage, you shouldn't mistake it for anything edible. Obviously, if this was the shaggy inkcap, if you're familiar with that mushroom, you'll know it doesn't go black around the top or split like this. Both of them though, and all the mushrooms actually that I've mentioned, will eventually become completely black on the cap whilst they deliquesce, which means they effectively melt into what is the kind of sporing product, if you like. So what will happen is, as this opens up, it will become conical, and then it will go to almost flat, and then literally the edges of the cap will start dripping off, and that's when it's fully mature. You can use what drips off to make a reasonably usable ink as well. Certainly the common inkcap and the shaggy inkcap used to get used to make ink before we started using the iron gall. Mushroom ink was, I think, the preferred choice of most, but it's not got quite such a permanent effect. The ink can fade over time, whereas the ink that the Doomsday Book was written in, used by or created from the iron gall, one of those round wasp galls, is much more permanent and responsible for, I think, quite a lot of the advancements in society, because being able to write things down for future generations is something that I'm sure we can all appreciate has benefited us. Anyway, I do waffle on a bit. This is the magpie inkcap. A lovely mushroom to look at, but not one to eat. So take note and don't mistake this for your shaggy inkcaps. If you want to find out more about mushrooms, go to www.wildfooduk.com.